Hi, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's Mary, and I am so excited to bring to you season 2, episode 1 of Inmate to Roommate. It's going to be a disaster. And as a huge fan of season 1, this season premiere did not disappoint. This season is going to be a hot fucking mess express, and I am here for it. So let's get right into it. Vada and Analisa. Okay? The dynamic between these two, in my opinion, is kind of strange. Okay? You could tell Analisa wears the pants in the family. Vada doesn't even remember how or when they met. He was like, oh, we met through a foster care training back in 2001. And she's like, no, we met through a mutual friend back in 1999. He's like, oh, okay. So anyway, Annalisa and Vadia are bringing Mark into their home, okay? And Vada was a good friend of Mark's uncle, and before he passed away, Uncle Pee Wee, he asked Vada to please take care of his family, which I guess includes Mark, who is 25, serving 7.5 years for robbery and firearm possession. Mark is so excited to get out. In his words, he's going to be partying until the sun comes up, okay? And he may be someone's worst nightmare. So, Vada and Annalisa are taking him into their home. They want to honor the promise they made to Uncle Pee Wee. But Annalisa's daughter from a previous relationship, Daja, she's not having it, okay? And she expresses her concerns from the very beginning. She pulls up to her mother's house. She's like, I'm agitated. I'm annoyed. Okay, I can't believe that they have this guy coming to live with them. They have no idea. They don't even know this guy. And then Annalisa has her BFF, her godson come over, and they're all sitting around the table talking about the next day picking up Mark from prison and bringing him into their home. And Annalisa's daughter, she's not having it. She's expressing her opinions, okay? And she has lots of them. Then Mark calls. So, Annalisa talks to him, passes the phone to Vada. Vada's talking to him. And, he's very respectful to Annalisa and Vada. Hi, Mr. Vada. But then Vada's like, hold on. Somebody else wants to speak to you. And he hands the phone to Daja. And she's like, hi, Mark, this is Daja. And Mark's like, oh, so what do you think about me moving into your parents' house? And she's like, I don't know. And then he starts flirting with her. Daja was like, what? Like, she's like looking at the phone, like, excuse me? Annalisa is not amused, okay? But Vada doesn't see any problem with it. I mean, he is a hot blooded man. He's been in prison for 7 years. He hears a sweet voice on the phone. Of course, he's going to flirt. Annalisa's like, I'm going to keep my eye on this because I don't like this already. So now they're getting ready to drive 4 hours to a hotel near the prison where they will be picking him up the next day. Okay? So Annalisa's daughters, I'm coming with them. I'm going to drive them. Even though I'm not crazy about the situation, I got their back. But let me tell you, she was going to give her mama shit that whole drive. Like Annalisa said, she was pounding in the negative. Okay? She was coming up with every negative scenario. You're going to be bringing him into some personal situations. Are you guys insane? And Annalisa's in the back, like, listen, I do not know what to expect. I am tired of people telling me that I should feel this way or I should feel that way. I'm tired of people pounding in the negative. We are going to pick up this young man and I will take it day by day. And that is that. Stop talking about it. I told you. Analisa wears the pants, okay? Like Vada said, she's going to play bad cop. He's going to play the good cop, okay? So, the next morning, they go to pick up Mark from a parking lot, okay, because cameras are not allowed on prison grounds. So they were meeting him in a parking lot near, the prison. And he's walking down the road. He is so happy. He's like fresh air, beautiful scenery. I'm kind of shell shocked. You don't see this stuff behind the walls and in the yard. It's so beautiful. And he's like, oh my goodness, I'm so happy to be out. He greets Analisa. Hi, Miss Analisa. Hi, Mr. Vada. Now, where's your pretty daughter so I could go flirt with her? He didn't say that. But he walks over, to Annalisa's daughter. Hi, how are you? You can see he's trying to pull on the charm. He's like, you're the one that has concerns about everything. And he's, trying to pour the charm on a little bit. But he doesn't get far because suddenly a car pulls up. And it's like, who's in the car? Oh, those are my 3 homegirls. Oh, shit. I didn't realize you guys were going to come. Oh, my goodness. What's up, shorty? Annalisa's looking at him like, excuse me? What is going on here? Mark, one thing I got to give you, dude, you're a bad actor, though, okay? Because if that's your best acting surprise, I can see why you wound up in prison for 7.5 years. You are a bad liar and a bad actor, okay? Because he was all like, oh, I didn't know they were going to be here. Meanwhile, on the side, he tells, the cameraman, yeah, those are my homegirls, and we were going to hook up in the parking lot before Vada and Analisa got here for a little menage a trois action, but they got here late, so I guess they ain't no menage a trois. All I have to say is Analisa is like, I don't like this. He's a slickster. I have both eyes on the matter now, okay? And Mark, I just got to say, I know this is the first episode, but the impression that Analisa gives me, don't fuck with her, okay? Or she will put her foot so far up your ass that you will be spitting shoe leather for like the next year, okay? So that's Analisa, Vada, and Mark. Now we move on to David and Aaron, okay? David is a social studies teacher in Minnesota. He says people in Minnesota are passive aggressive, okay, whatever that means. So he is doing this because he wants to make a difference, okay? He has been working with people in prison for quite a few years now, and him and Aaron have been talking for about 2 years, and he wants to help him by providing him with a place to live because, like he says, a lot of felons get out of jail and it's hard for them to find a place to live. So he wants to be able to help Aaron. Okay. Aaron is currently serving 2.5 years for sale of a controlled substance, theft, drug possession, and evading arrest. Okay. Aaron has burned bridges with his adult daughters. He's hoping, to build those bridges again, but he has a problem following rules. Rules have always gotten the best of him, but he's going to try his best this time, okay? So David is very idealistic, like his friend Cynthia says, and that is going to be his downfall. Because in my opinion, David, this is a great idea in theory, helping inmates who just get out of prison, who don't have a place to go, let them into your home until they get on their feet, until they're able to spread their wings and go get their own places and stuff. But you and I both know that it's not going to work out like that, okay? And you're just putting yourself and your home at risk, okay? Now, Aaron gets dropped off, okay, at the drop-off location in the parking lot. David is so happy to see him. Aaron is like, freedom, I'm so happy to smell free air. I'm going to be on this side of the walls from now on. You're never going to catch me back in there. Okay? David's all excited. He's like, wow, you're a lot taller than I expected you to be. So Aaron says, you know, David's kind of goofy. He has a lot of energy. Maybe he could be the salt to my pepper. I have no idea what this guy does for a living, which is okay because David has no idea what Aaron's charges are. Okay, so he's like, I have no idea what this guy does for a living. I never told him anything personal about me. So let's see how this works. So David and Aaron go driving off into the sunset to go to David's house where Aaron's going to live. And David just keeps saying, I didn't expect you to be this tall. So we'll see how that turns out. Now we have Marisol and Jim. They're both pastors from Texas. Okay. As a couple, they're adorable. Okay. Jim says he's a warrior of Jesus. He is here, to spread the word. They are pastors of, let me get it for you guys, of the Rock House Ministries. Okay. And their mission is to help addicts, former inmates, to beat their demons through Jesus. And I get them. Okay. I get why they're doing this. They're doing this from like a religious perspective of, wanting to bring Jesus to people, to help them. Now, they are going to help Mickey, who is currently serving 10 months. But Mickey's a runner, though, okay? He was on the run for 2 years until the bounty hunter finally caught up to his ass and brought him back, okay? So Mickey is currently serving for failure to appear for court, driving with a revoked license, and evading arrest. He's been in and out of the system for about 9 years now, okay? Now, Jim and Marisol announced to their ministry that they're going to take someone, okay, into their home directly from prison. And their ministry, who was full of ex-convicts, ex-addicts, all of them gasp collectively. That's what I'm trying to say. Collectively gasped, okay? They were all like, what? Are you guys nuts? But Jim, he believes in this. So does Marisol. Okay. But what I have to say about these two is that they seem very grounded in what they are about to experience. Okay. Like she expresses concerns about having a man in her house, being a woman. Jim is like, we don't know what this guy could be capable of, but they believe that Jesus will help them, okay? And Jesus will help save Mickey. So Jim hasn't seen Mickey face to face. He's only talked to him through messages, okay? So the day before Mickey is about to be released to their home, they have a video call with him, to see him face to face so they could see him, he could see them. When he first logs on to the call, he couldn't see them. And he was getting frustrated. They could see him, but he couldn't see them. And he started pacing in front of the camera, all agitated and shit. And Marisol says that this is a sign that someone is using. Okay, that, when they don't get what they want, they're real agitated and they pace back and forth like that. So her question is he clean? So they finally get Mickey on the phone, okay? And they're talking to him on the video visit. And he explains that he has these additional charges of evading arrest in 2 other counties that had to be dealt with, okay? And if he fucks up on any of this, he's going back to jail for 21 years. And Jim is like, whoo, that's a long time. Am I going to have to worry about you running? And Mickey's all like, no, sir. No, sir. You don't have a worry in the world. Okay, we shall see. So now, finally, we have Daniel and Kathy. And all I can say is bless their hearts. Okay? Because they, in my opinion, are doing this really from a place of goodness in their hearts. Okay? As you can see, they're an older couple. Daniel has his health issues. He's had brain surgery. He's had a heart surgery, bypass surgery. He's had congestive heart failure. I mean, he's not in the best of health. Kathy, is up there in age. And the two of them have decided to take Devon, 24 years old. Okay. They live in Texas. Devon lives in Colorado. Okay. So they're going to be taking Devon from Colorado to their home in Texas. Okay. So, Devon is currently serving 3 years for burglary, trespassing, auto trespass, and theft. Okay? Now, why are Daniel and Kathy doing this, you may ask? Because they are friends with Devon's grandparents who tried to take him in the last time he was in prison and he needed somewhere to parole to, and it didn't work out. Devon is not in does not have a good relationship with his mom, okay? And his sister, Carissa, who Daniel flew out to Colorado to meet, can't have Devon in her house either because she has small children. And the last time Devon stood with her, he was using in her house. So she's not going to have that shit around her kids, okay? So Daniel packs his 3 pairs of underwear, his medication into a suitcase, flies out to Colorado to meet up with Devon's sister Carissa, so they could drive the next day to pick up Devon. Now, Carissa's concern is that Daniel and Kathy are older and Devon is very, very young. So there are going to be things that they're going to clash about. Now, Daniel understands substance abuse, okay? Him and Kathy first met drunk in a bar. Now, he says he had an alcohol problem. He did meth. He did coke. His brother helped him get off the drugs. He found AA, and he has been sober since 1989. But like he told Devon's sister, sobriety is something that you have to maintain. Okay? And he is willing to help Devon maintain his sobriety, but there are 4 rules: no lying, no pornography. Give me 1 second. No lying, no pornography, no alcohol, and no overnight guest. Okay? The no alcohol and drugs one is the biggest rule. Daniel is like, I am not flexible at all. No drugs, no alcohol, period. Okay? So he's at Carissa's house and Devon's car is there. Okay? So they are going to drive Devon's car all the way back to Texas. So Daniel's like, let me check inside this car and make sure that there's not any drugs or anything in here. And if I find any drugs, I'm throwing it out ASAP because that's all I need is to be driving this car and get pulled over and there's shit in here. I ain't going to jail. Okay. So Daniel and the sister looking through the car is clean. Okay. Everything seems good right now. But like Carissa says, she will advise her brother, even though you are going to, clash with Daniel. And trust me, there's going to be clashes. This is your last chance and don't fuck it up. But of course, this is only the first episode. So we shall see what is going to happen. So all in all, I'm very excited that season 2 has begun of Inmates and Roommate. And please catch my recaps. Thank you so much, guys. Please subscribe if you don't already. Hit that like button. Share my video with a friend or 10. And please consider joining my membership. There should be a membership button up here or down here somewhere. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye, everyone.